So I am studying to become a Catholic priest with a group called the Companions of the Cross. Now, the Companions of the Cross, they have vehicles that we as seminarians are allowed to use for getting to school, for shopping, things like that. And on the side of these vehicles, in a big lettering sticker, says the Companions of the Cross. So it's really easy to see, it's hard to miss. And it's amazing how many times I've had conversations with people that start from those stickers. I can remember this one time I was coming out of a dollar store and this woman came up and saw that I was getting into the van and she said, "Who are the Companions of the Cross?" And I explained to her that we are people who love to talk about Jesus. We love to share Jesus with people. And she said, "Okay." And she kind of liked that answer. And she said, "Can I give you this pamphlet?" And she handed me a pamphlet with information on the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not sure if you've heard of the Jehovah's Witnesses or are familiar with what they believe, but one of the things they believe about Jesus is that he's not actually God, but that he's kind of like an angel that is created by God. They have this interesting theology about him that we as Christians don't agree with. And so I wanted to prompt her a little bit into a conversation. And so I said, "Oh, thanks so much for sharing this with me. Yeah, I really love to talk about Jesus. I love to tell people about how he is God," which they don't believe. And I knew that she didn't believe that. And she looked at me and she said, "Well, he's not God, but he is the Son of God." And I said, "Oh, that's an interesting distinction you've made. Let me ask you a question. Is your father human?" And she said, "Yes, of course my father is a human." I said, "Okay, I thought so. Uh, what does that make you? If your dad is human, what does that make you?" And she said, "Well, I'm a human too." I said, "Exactly. Now, if Jesus's dad is God, do you believe that?" And she said, "Yes, his father is God." I said, "Okay, if his father is God, what does that make Jesus?" And she looked at me for a second. She didn't answer, but she turned around, she got into her car, and she drove away. Now, this might seem like a loss because she didn't, convert on the spot. We didn't have a much further conversation after that point. But I considered this actually a victory because I wanted, at some point in this woman's life, someone needed to tell her that Jesus was God. She wasn't going to hear it in the place where she was in. The Jehovah's Witnesses weren't going to tell her that Jesus was God. Someone needed to tell her. She deserved to hear that one time in her life. And so I was just so grateful that God gave me this opportunity to talk with her about this and to share with her the divinity of Jesus.